Analog devices crushed consensus across the board. Q3 revenue hit a record $4.02 billion. Adjusted EPS came in at 3.45, and they raised Q4 guidance to 4.3 billion in revenue and 3.86 in EPS. But, if you looked at your screen after the report, the stock actually closed down nearly 1%.
Which makes this a perfect deep dive for anyone trying to make sense of this market. If you're looking at this stock today, you're probably wondering how a massive $4 billion record quarter triggers a sell-off.
Right, it just doesn't make sense on paper.
Exactly. The disconnect between these headline beats and the market's reaction is exactly why we need to look under the hood. What's fascinating here is how the internal growth engines are shifting.
Yeah, because the surface numbers look flawless, honestly. Their traditional industrial and auto sectors were solid, up 53% and 16%.
Right.
But communications completely broke the curve. I mean, that segment surged 84% year over year. And the margins are what actually stopped me in my tracks.
Oh, they were wild.
They reported adjusted gross margins at 72.5%. with operating margins sitting right at 50%. Okay, let's unpack this for a second. I mean, 50% operating margins for a company manufacturing physical chips.
It's crazy.
Right. That is like software-level profitability.
It is, yeah. And it's almost entirely driven by the data center boom. Data centers now make up 80% of that entire communications segment.
Wow, 80%.
Yeah, we're seeing both optical and power revenues within that specific group growing over 100% year over year. So it's not just sheer volume. It's high margin, highly complex components flying off the shelves.
Which brings up CEO Vincent Roche's massive claim on the call. Here's where it gets really interesting. He stated that ADI's 2030 data center and energy addressable market has more than doubled in just 1 year.
Just 1 year, yeah.
Right, obviously helped along by their $1.5 billion acquisition of Empower Semiconductor, but honestly, a total addressable market doubling in 12 months.
Yeah, sounds a bit much.
It sounds like classic CEO exaggeration just to pump the stock. I mean, how is that physically possible unless we are suddenly building double the number of data centers?
Right, and that is the exact assumption a lot of people make. But it's not about building more data centers. It comes down to the physical requirements of new AI infrastructure.
Okay.
The industry is going through a massive transition to 800-volt DC power distribution and co-packaged optics.
Okay, wait. Let's ground that for a second. Essentially, these next-gen AI server racks are drawing so much power they act like massive space heaters.
Exactly. They generate an insane amount of heat.
Yeah.
And because of that extreme thermal and power demand, they require highly complex analog chips just to act as traffic cops, basically, to keep the whole system from melting down.
Got it. So it's not that they are selling to twice as many data centers, it's that the toll booth inside every single server just got twice as expensive because these AI chips run so incredibly hot and need so much power management.
Precisely. The analog content packed into a single server rack has multiplied. But, if the addressable market doubled and margins are expanding like a software company, we have to answer the original mystery.
Yeah, why did the stock take a dip? Like, where is the catch here?
The catch is valuation risk. ADI is currently trading at a steep 55 times trailing PE. When a stock is priced for absolute perfection, any earnings print, even a massive record-breaking one, becomes a classic sell-the-news scenario.
Ah, right. Perfection was already fully priced into the equity.
Exactly. The market expected a blowout, so they sold when they actually got it.
So what does this all mean? Plus, there are some optics that are probably spooking retail investors who are paying attention. You've got recent insider selling, specifically the CEO offloading 30,000 shares.
Yeah, that never looks great on a record quarter.
No, it doesn't. And despite all this AI hype, they still have heavy exposure to mature industrial cycles that could easily moderate in the near term.
And that raises the ultimate question about the long-term cycle, which you really have to consider. We're looking at incredible momentum right now in data centers, but you have to wonder about the other side of the mountain.
Right. What goes up must come down.
Exactly. If the AI infrastructure build-out eventually plateaus, will ADI's newly expanded manufacturing capacity suddenly become a massive liability? Like, could this current AI boom simply be setting the stage for a severe cyclical bust down the line?
It's the ultimate irony of these numbers. I mean, a company reporting absolute record highs while the market quietly prices in the fear of the inevitable drop. We'll be tracking how this plays out. Be sure to follow the show for your daily earnings coverage.